let me introduce our first and our next speaker, Magnus Mårtensson. Welcome, Magnus. Magnus is a little introduction from my side. Magnus is a good friend. Magnus lives in Sweden. He's a CEO of Lofty Soft, a software consulting firm focused around Microsoft Azure. Magnus is also a really good friend, obviously, and we enjoy talking and hanging out each other. He's also a Microsoft region director and frequent flyer to our India conferences and many other conferences. Welcome, Magnus. It's all you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Am I audible here?
You are audible. You're looking awesome as usual, as always.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, it's good to be here. It's very good to be here.
All right. This is all you.
It's all me. Oh my God.
It's all you.
So what I'm going to do first, actually, is I'm going to do this. And in case you heard that, and we're going to come back to what I just did in a minute. I'm very happy to get to open up this conference and talk about a couple of things. I'm actually going to talk about two things. This one on screen now would be the first one. It's mental preparation, body language, those kinds of things that we need to think about when we're going to present. And then I have another topic coming on a little bit later on here. So first up, maybe, who am I to talk about speaking? So in December in 2019, I posted oh my God, this was such a great year for traveling. I've been all over the place. Wow, this is wonderful, exciting. The only continent actually that I didn't get to speak on last year was South America. So I went to Australia, I went around everywhere. I went to India and many places. And then 2020 came along. And it's like nothing, which is so weird. I never spend so much time at home in a stretch that I am right now. But it's different. And sure, we're doing fine. It's going to be all right. It's just that I have spoken a lot over a decade and a half, and I have been engaging in training on how to actually speak better, how to perform on stage, how to stand, how to talk, and all these kinds of things. And I do that because public speaking is a passion of mine. Traveling is a passion of mine, and I get to combine them normally and travel and speak around the world. So let's get going. When I get on stage, I kind of look like this. And this is a, dress style that makes me comfortable, something that I think is okay for me, that works for me. I'm a geek. I am a tech person. I'm an engineer. I have a master's degree in computer science. I'm a nerd. I'm a programmer. But I like to dress up a little. And that's something that I have it's just my style. So my first kind of message here is that you need to think about what is a good style for you. This is a good style for me. Maybe it's not the good style for everyone, but I think that you should think about, there's a saying that you shouldn't dress for the job you have. You should dress for the job you want. And I think the same is true for being on stage. So if you are a person, let's say, who is kind of comfortable in the way that you dress, to put it politely, maybe you don't put much effort into it. Maybe you don't know, you don't care. I have a tip. So you should, when you're at home still, right, preparing, you should dress up. Like, what would you wear if you wanted to look nice? Wear that and take a look at yourself kind of in the mirror. And then maybe consider, when you're going on stage, to take it up one notch from there. Just a little, just maybe a little bit nicer. And if you can't do it, if you don't have the skills to go shopping, because this is a skill, if you don't know how to do this, you should ask for help. That's what I do. I ask for help, and I learned more about these things, and I got something that was, comfortable for me. If you're not, the tailored jacket kind of person, then you could, maybe a nice button shirt over a jumper or something would work for you. But just try to figure something out that might be good, might be good for you. So regardless, again, if you are a man or a woman, you should ask for help. If you're a woman, honestly, mostly you're probably fine already, because women know how to dress and men just don't know how to dress. And I'm generalizing, I know, but that's intentional, because a lot of people in the tech industry where I work, they put no effort into it. They don't put no thought into what they look like. But the point is, you should put some effort into going on stage, because if your audience perceives you as looking kind of smart, that will do a lot for your confidence while you're on stage, to project an image which people will look at you and say, huh, nice. That's a lot value for going on stage. So talking about mental preparation, now you're all dressed up, right? You're going to the conference, you're there, you're in the wings of the stage, you're about to go on, and you start to feel nervous. I used to be so nervous myself. The first 5 minutes of a presentation, then I started getting into it. The presentation, you get warmed up and you get your blood pumping, you're on stage, and the nervousness kind of goes away. But before getting on stage, I used to be so nervous. So I think you need to practice. Now, honestly, I don't care. If I go on stage now for 5 people or for 500 people, it does not matter anymore. But it takes time to practice away those nerves in the beginning of a presentation. Now I feel empowered. But what you should do if you feel nervous before going on stage, you should find a happy place. Maybe donuts is your happy place. I don't know. But you should find something that makes you happy. Find something that makes you relaxed, something that you like to think about. Maybe happy isn't the appropriate emotion for your presentation, but hopefully it's that kind of a presentation. Some people go here, right, to kids. I have a friend, he thinks about his children to feel at ease and to get in a good mood and just feel right when he's going on stage. And I don't know, I have teenagers myself. Actually, thinking about my kids doesn't necessarily make me feel relaxed. but maybe that works for someone. My point is, find a place, find a way to exhale, find your center. And another good way of doing that is actually, and this may sound a little weird if you've never tried this, to do a power pose. Maybe you can't do it on stage, but go behind the stage where no one can see you and stand alone for a while and do a Superman pose. Really, honestly, do the whole stand up straight, flex your muscles a little, back straight, hands, fists to the side, power pose. That's actually a really, really good pose to make you feel good. Go to the restroom if there's no other place, lock yourself in a stall. Do a power pose. It's really handy. There's actually just one more pose which works even better than that one, and it's this one. It's the Usain Bolt pose. It's proven that this puts you in such a good place, this pose, and you take a pose and you collect yourself, and then you go to the stage. You walk out on the stage, front and center stage. You stand there for a few seconds, silent. You look at the audience, big smile, and then you say, hello, everyone. Or, something similar. You take control by your presence. That takes practice. It's not super easy to do, but don't hide behind the podium like you're afraid of someone. Take the stage, stand on the stage, stand in the middle, in the front. It's you who are there. And keep calm, because I just said, stay silent for a few seconds. And I'm sure maybe, some of you guys who are listening right now be like, what did you just say? Silent on stage for a few seconds, no, I can't do it. The problem is there that it feels like an eternity, 2, 5, 3, 5 seconds. It feels like 5 eternities to be silent on stage that long. But there's one it's not a simple trick, but if you learn that trick, it is one of the most powerful tricks of all. You should get on stage and learn how to use silence. It's so effectful, and it makes people just snap, just pop. All these nervous tics when you say a lot and all those things, that's you being nervous. That's you projecting that you are nervous. Someone who can be silent in front of people like that, who are looking at you, waiting for you to speak, projects power. And that's kind of where you want to be. So it's a bit painful. It's a lot uncomfortable at the beginning when you start working it with silence, but it's very powerful. You shouldn't be walking on stage and talking. You shouldn't be looking at the presentation. You should be giving your focus to the audience. You walk to the stage, you stand still, and then you talk. Don't pace, don't walk and talk, stand still. Don't look at the screen behind you saying like, okay, so over here, as you can see. No, don't do that. Look at the audience, talk to them there. That's where you are right now in my little camera. It takes practice, but keep calm and learn how to use silence. Also, don't look at your watch. On purpose here, I don't have a watch on. That's a thing that I do now. I put down my watch next to my computer. So when you're on stage and if you look at your watch, you will not give out a feeling of control. You will send a signal that you're not in control, and people will pick up on that little signal. If you need to check your time while you're on stage, you put your watch next to your computer and you can check your time there. No one else can see that you're checking your time, only you. So this is what you look like when you check your time on stage. And you don't ask the audience, oh my God, how much time do I have left? Do I have time to talk about this? No, then you're not in control. Going back to the beep from before. So I don't use this technique all the time, but I wanted to do it today to show you guys. You put a timer next. This is a photo I took like not half an hour ago. You put a timer next to your screen, next to your computer, where you can see how much time you have left. I know exactly, and I'm not going to tell you, but I know how much time I have left. And I don't have to, oh my God, how much time do I have left? You don't have to check your watch. Don't do it. And as you can see here, I'm smiling. So you should remember to smile. It's difficult, okay? This is actually an area where I am practicing right now. It's not easy to give a natural smile on cue. Like smile in front of the camera. Some people are so good at it. I'm not good at it. And I know a lot of people feel like it just looks weird when I smile. So you need to practice that. A smile builds confidence and it makes people relate to you. If you're standing there dead serious or your face is all dead throughout the presentation, you're monotone perhaps when you speak, that's not going to make people think you're human and make people relate to you. And this is an area, it is difficult. But I am working on it. I'm doing like I'm smiling all the time and trying to do it while I'm presenting. I know that I saw a couple of times myself, my own videos, what I look like. And I was like, I look so serious. I really want people to relax and feel that they can relate to me and just feel that I am in control. And a really good way to do that is to sort of disarm the situation with a smile. It's again, it's a work in progress. I think I'm doing okay, but I know that I can do better. And you notice that I said that I saw my own videos. I don't know about you guys, but have you heard yourself talk? Have you seen yourself present? Have you heard a recording of your voice? I mean, in the beginning, it felt like I wanted to cut myself or something because it just felt so raw. I don't sound like that. I don't sound like that in my head. But when you listen to a recording of your own voice coming at you, you sound so different, right? And most of us feel like it's wrong, right? It's just, no, I don't sound like this. But you need to practice this. You need to watch your own videos. I mean, do it religiously. Watch your own videos. It is hard to do, but after, I don't know, 5, 6 videos, 10, I don't know, it takes a bit of time, but you get used to it. You do. You're like, okay, fine. I now know I'm more comfortable, at least, with how I sound and what I look like on stage. The reason you should do it, not necessarily train yourself to listen to your own voice, but the reason you should really do it is to be able to pick up on things that you might do wrong on stage. Okay, so look at your own video and see what you are doing that maybe not is optimal. One thing that you could do is run your video at like 1.5 speed. Run it fast and without the sound. Of course, you sound like a Smurf. So run it on silent, but like 1.5 speed, and then you'll see what you may be doing constantly, which may be annoying after a time. So some people like to, maybe they're wagging like this, or they're walking, they're pacing back and forth or something, and those kinds of things become more apparent when you run your video at fast speed. So you can just look through your own video and see, what am I doing all the time? It seems like I'm touching my face all the time. We're not supposed to be touching our face at this time of in human history, but there's something maybe that you do, and try to get rid of it. Try to get conscious about the things that looks annoying and remove those, and start to get more comfortable with standing still on stage. That's the first part of my presentation. So I said we're going to switch tracks now. So let's do it. Let's switch tracks. I thought about doing this second part first and the first part second, but it didn't really make sense. I wanted us to get going in this conference in a positive way and start to feel a little bit of that anxiety about presentations and that sort of stuff. It'll make us more alert. And so let's go to a more academic topic, slide deck preparation.
Hey, that was great.
This is, I have practiced this a lot. I have worked at doing this well, and I have had a trainer. So I'm going to give some credits to my trainer right now. It's a gentleman named David Phillips. He has a company that does presentation coaching. He's really, really good at it. You can go and search on YouTube later. Stay here now. Don't go. This is actually some slides that I borrowed from him. And I have trained with this man. I'm proud and happy to call him my friend now. I started engaging with him. Actually, I hired him as a coach to help me become a better presenter. Anyway, this slide is my own though. Going to PowerPoint, right? You say File, New, and then you open up the master slide, the style slide, and it looks like this. No, 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 this is bad. Don't ever use this. The master template in PowerPoint is broken. It is absolutely incorrect. No one should ever make slides based on this. If you do, you get slides that kind of look like this. Or they look like this. Yup. They may be looking like this, and now we have to start censoring who actually created this slide, because this is painful. So painful. You should never do this. And if you thought that it couldn't get worse, it could get this bad. Right? This is actually a US military operation in Afghanistan kind of outline. I don't know, somebody created this slide. I'm pretty impressed, but it's useless. If you're very, very unlucky, your slides might look like this. This is actually a presentation that was given to some of the MVPs. There's nothing secret here or anything, but this is just a slide with some numbers, some facts. This is what happens when you use a conference template. Conference templates are evil, okay? I don't subscribe to conferences forcing people to use a certain template. If you use a slide like this, if you create a slide like this and have that up, oh my God. The takeaway from this slide for the audience is that 90% of the information on that slide is gone within 30 seconds. There's no takeaway from that slide. It's broken, and I will show you how it's broken, okay? So let's go through some steps on how to create great slides. First of all, any slide should have one message. Here is a slide with two messages: facts about a classic car and exterior advantages about the classic car. There's an and there. There's two things on this slide. There should be only one message. Now the slide has one message. An issue we have as humans, a condition we have, it's good to know how humans work. A condition we have is the working memory. This is a problem. Our working memory is very limited. So if you persist with having lots of texts on the slide and you're speaking at the same time, the audience takeaway from that is 0. You cannot have lots of text and talk at the same time. That is broken. So a slide that looks like this, either you read to the audience what is on the slide, which would be stupid, or you take advantage of the fact that PowerPoint, or whatever presentation material you have, has a notes section. You remove the text from the slide and you put points, bullets, whatever you want to use. I don't subscribe to using bullets a lot, but some people do. That's fine. But do that. Put the facts on the screen, learn the text, learn what you're going to say. Have some respect for your audience. Learn the thing that you're going to say. Don't read this unless it's a quote. A quote could work. But generally speaking, don't read from the slides. No. But now that we have this slide in front of us, let's think about the size. Let's think about size of things on the screen. I want you to, excuse me, I want you to think just for a moment, relax your eyes, look at this message here on this slide. Relax your eyes, think nothing if you can. For me, it's not hard, it comes natural. Where are your eyes resting? Where are your eyes drawn to? I want to bet your eyes are drawn to the title of the slide. Look down at the individual items on this slide. Wait. Your eyes are drawn back up again to the title. Okay. So how about now? Where do your eyes rest now? On the items on the slide, not on the title. Look at the title, look at the content. What is the most important thing on the slide? The title or the content? As humans, we are trained to look at the largest thing in presence. Because the biggest thing which is near us might be the most dangerous thing, a large threat. Okay, so it's natural for us to look at the large thing in front of us. Always, and I'm not kidding, always make your title text smaller than the content text, because the title is not the important thing on your slide. While on the topic, let's use contrast, okay? I like this feature in PowerPoint. If you have this in front of you, there's a lot of information. Where are we looking right now? Are we talking about the air intake or the reduced fuel? What is it that we are talking about? It's hard to follow along. PowerPoint has this wonderful feature called highlighting. So you can you can take advantage of this and make people look where you want them to look. Right now we're talking about active steering. Now we're talking about aerodynamic. I can make your eyes land where I want them using the tools that are built in the PowerPoint. That might be a good idea. And if you have something like this, are we talking about snow, sunshine, rain, or hail? Turns out we're talking about sunshine. So really use this highlighting features to focus in, guide, help your audience. Where am I looking right now? Make it easy for them. I don't know if you noticed, but my slides are really dark. Human eyes. We all have them. We all use them. Right now you're looking at a very bright slide. Stare at that for a moment, I dare you. You might start feeling a little bit of water in the corner of your eyes now. It's like you're staring into all of this brightness goes straight into your eyes. It is more strenuous for you as a human being to look at this as compared to looking at that. This allows your eyes to relax more. There's less to look at. This is strenuous. This is relaxing. But it's important to use good contrast, and I'm not going to go deep into that here. Remember that there are maybe vision impaired people, colorblind people, so you might need to take that into account as well as you're creating your slides. But brightness, a lot of light coming from the screen into the eyes of your audience is more tiresome to watch and to look at. People will want to look away, and they might start looking at their phone instead of looking at your slides. Then you don't want that. The number of objects that you have on a slide, how about that then? So here's a lot of objects on this slide. A lot of things are happening on this slide. There's a lot of information on this slide. Let's do a quick experiment at home. I'm going to show you a slide, and I want you to, in your head, count the dots as quick as you can. Just count the dots. All right. That should have taken about 2 seconds for you, about 2 seconds. So let's try again. Let's try with this number of dots. Faster, right? Of course, there are fewer dots, but it's easier to count these dots. But let's take it down even further. That should have been almost immediate. There's a big difference between this and that. And turns out there is a scientifically proven inflection point of 6 objects. You should never have too many objects on your slide. 6 is the critical number. On this slide, there's actually 16 things. This is your brain going, oh, and this is your brain going, there's only 4 things. Good. Your brain goes, your brain goes, yes. Okay. So let's do it. Let's fix a slide. Let's start to wind down this presentation and fix a slide together based on the things that I just talked about. Let's go back to this slide. Remember this one? Okay. So let's fix the slide. What's the biggest problem on this slide right now? I'm going to show you. Where does your eyes rest? There, with the people. There's people on this slide, and they have nothing to do with the content. Sometimes you can be effective and use a picture of a face or something, but you probably don't have text at the same time. Right now, you want people to look at the facts on this slide, and people are looking or unconsciously have to draw their eyes down to these little people in the corner. That's what happens. So lose them. Now, where do your eyes go? Now that we remove those people, where do your eyes go now? To this, the title again. Remember, the title is not the most important thing, so make it small, right? The slide is still the same. The message is still the same. Actually, I added a year there, but make the title sort of concise. What is it about? But move it away and make it smaller because it's not the most important thing. So the next thing, bullets. And also you have a lot of real estate here on the slide that you're not using. There's a lot of open space. So how about making the font larger on the things that is important? Maybe consider losing the bullet points. Some people like them. I don't. Now you're getting somewhere. Now the facts are popping in front of your eyes. So the next thing here is the number of items on the slide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 8? We said 6, right? So lose the logo down here and lose the logo up there. I am not fond of logo slides. The whole marketing idea that you need to have your brand on every slide, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. You know where you are. You know who you're listening to. That should be apparent from the presenter. That should be apparent from the context. You don't need, I'm sorry, you do not need the logo on every slide. No, you don't do that. If you need to do handouts, if you need to give some printed material away, if that's a thing you're doing, put your logo on those. It's not the same as the slides that you're presenting though, okay? So The next thing is on this slide, and one more thing to sort of correct here is the brightness, right? It's very bright. It's just a lot of white. So let's try with a different contrast. I don't know if this got better, but I think it did. So let's compare these two side by side. I'm here to tell you seriously, though, that the slide on the right has a chance of letting people focus on the content and letting them be, making the slide be memorable. The slide on the left is useless. It's pointless. It just serves as a memory map for the speaker who presents it, but the slide itself is not for audience. The slide might be, the facts themselves might be for the presenter, but no one's going to remember the slide on the left. The slide on the right helps the audience focus on the message. Takeaway, please, don't ever use this again. Don't ever use them again. This is bad. This is wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. And I'm going to call out my friend David Phillips again one more time. How to Avoid Death by PowerPoint is a book that he has written, and you should take a look at that. It's a handy book. It goes through the things that I just talked about. And now my time is up. Send me a nice tweet, though. I do like tweets. And that's all I had to say for today. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening.